Innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education. Hope instead of despair. Courage instead of fear. Challenge and trust instead of setbacks and distrust. For the happiness of the children who are our future and hope. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education has diligently walked to this point with an endless responsibility and fervor towards education. Through open communication, proper direction, and balanced policies, reaching for innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education is by your side. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education, which is responsible for the elementary and secondary education of Seoul, the capital of Korea, is currently organized into 1 office, 3 bureaus, 7 departments, and 13 divisions in accordance to the core tasks. It is opening a new path of education and providing administrative assistance to schools on the front line. Also, the 11 district offices of education within Seoul conduct tasks and provide support related to educational administration, by in which we are operating an education which can be trusted by students, parents, and teachers. In order to improve the quality of education and expand the culture of lifelong education, we are paving an even wider educational platform by operating 29 affiliated organizations, such as Educational Research and Information Institute, Science Exhibition, Education Training Center, Student Education Center, Early Childhood Education and Development Institute, Student Gymnasium, Education Facilities Management Office, Lifelong Education Center, Library, and so on. If you take a look at the current status of the schools in the jurisdiction of Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education, a total of 2,249 schools, 897 kindergartens, 599 elementary schools, 384 middle schools, 318 high schools, and 51 special education and other schools are conducting educational tasks. Within Seoul, there are 1.16 million students who are planning a bright future through education. And on the educational sites, over 80,000 teachers are providing the best educational environment and a better education. An education centered on people and life. Through innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all, Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education will serve in accordance to the fundamental directions and values of Seoul education. Our education, the driving force behind society's development, has unfortunately brought upon greater focus on quantity over quality, excessive spending on education, and exhaustively competitive university admissions. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education proposes a new future and hope through the innovative future education in cooperation with students, teachers, and society, which will stabilize public education and launch a platform for innovation, rise above the limitations of competitive education, recover communal education, and restore the educational environment. Practices in order to achieve innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all. To do so, Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education is presenting the 3 initiatives: Classes Full of Questions, Schools with Friendships, Life Cultivating Education. First, through Classes Full of Questions, we will shape vibrant classrooms breathing with creative thoughts, along with collaboration and debate based on mutual communication. Next, through School with Friendships, we will create schools overflowing with warm consideration and friendliness to form an educational environment of togetherness instead of discrimination and ostracism. Lastly, through Life Cultivating Education, which is an education of living life that uncovers the true value of life, we will foster the wisdom and strength to live interdependently in the children worn out from endless competition. Sharing a sense of community, value of genuine life. Future-oriented initiatives. Innovate starting in the classroom. By establishing new educational values, new aspirations of education will be achieved. In order to successfully fulfill innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all, Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education has gathered the following 5 directions of policy and will continuously put them into practice. Through creative education which fosters intellect, emotion, and character, we will complete the fundamentals of education. Through responsible education that maximizes the potential of all, we will practice a non-discriminatory education. Through participative education with students, teachers, parents, and citizens, we will create a way for members of society to actively participate in education. Through assuring education which is safe and trustworthy, we will forge a safe and pleasant educational environment in which students can have a good time with their friends. Through fitting administration which communicates and supports, we will be an educational administration that communicates with and supports schools as a partner. A person comes first. Learn communication and consideration. Practice sharing. Education, our hope, our future, our precious children. That's why we want to believe that education makes the world happy. Education, as well, ultimately needs to place people first. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education is now taking steps on the path to innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all. Since we are aware of the tremendous weight of responsibility, we will walk towards tomorrow ceaselessly and unwaveringly. Thank you. Innovative education towards the future for the happiness of all. Seoul Metropolitan Office of Education.